If only he hadn't decided that he liked me and threatened my family in order to force me to marry him, I would have been free to marry whom I wanted to. I would have done anything to have him listen to his mother and call off the wedding with me. I was nothing like the woman I had been whenever he first proposed, and he had seen to it that if he had chosen anyone but me, we would have been free to continue to pay the mortgage on the house without having to worry about them breathing down our necks. He had only tried to force them to collect on the full mortgage because I had said no when he first proposed it. Sierra would have preferred that he marry practically anybody but me. My family wasn't exactly the richest, but we did everything we could in order to survive in the small town. I was never very popular, though it was argued that I was considered one of the most beautiful girls in town. It was because of the way I looked that he finally decided that he wanted to marry me rather than his old girlfriend, Sandy. "Do you have anything a bit smaller?" Sierra asked as she turned to look at Sean, who was still giving her a look of disappointment as he considered her question. "She's been so nervous for the wedding that she hasn't been eating a lot, and the dress is still too big." I could already tell he didn't believe a single word she said. "Let me go check in the back," he said as he gave me a sympathetic smile. "I think I might have the perfect dress that I've been holding on to for quite some time." With that, he disappeared into the back office, leaving me alone with Sierra, who was still looking me up and down with a look of disappointment. "In my opinion, you've really let yourself go," she said as she crossed her arms at me. "When Kyle first proposed, you were one of the most beautiful girls in town. Now you look like a freaking corpse. I don't even know why he still wants to marry you at this point." Well, most people would have seen that as their opportunity to tell her the truth, and that they weren't happy with being given a new life. They would have preferred not to say anything, for fear that she would consider this a ploy in order to get out of marrying her son and put my family in danger of losing their house. "I'm sure I'll do better once the wedding's over," I reassured her. "As you said, I've been so stressed out that I haven't been able to eat much. I think that's why I'm losing all this weight." I knew better than to blatantly accuse her son of starving me to death in front of her, even if it was the truth, and she seemed satisfied by this answer. "Well, when the wedding's over, I really recommend you start perking up," she said as she sat back down in the chair that she had been provided when we first arrived. "A tiny thing like you couldn't possibly bear a son for Kyle. If you can't have children, then there's really no point in you getting married. Make sure you start regaining a bit of weight so that you can provide me with grandchildren." A soft whimper escaped me as I nodded my head in response, knowing that she wasn't going to believe me even if she saw what her son was doing to me. "Understood," I said with a polite smile, trying to hide just how upset I truly was.